Evening YouTube, hope everyone's good. Now, I put a link to this video, a link to a live with myself and Wendy on her channel. We managed to have a civil discussion for the majority of the time that we was on there or whatever. It was hijacked somewhat by Jupiter. I think she was a bit afraid that we was getting a little bit too close to the truth of certain situations around Jupiter, so obviously she wanted to try and derail it. Now, like I've said several times, I don't put Wendy and Jupiter in the same category. I think, like I said to Wendy or whatever, I think you've been loyal to default with Jupiter, and that's not a personal dig or whatever, do you know what I mean? It's literally like anyone can do it, and there's a fair few people that have been like that, loyal to default of themselves. Now, all you can do realistically is hope that people have kind of learnt lessons along the way. Some people like Jupiter, will never learn any lessons. Yeah. Some people are just broken. Do you know what I mean? Broken, damaged goods. Fucking people that are just dangerous for the point of being dangerous and seem to have no shame, no morals, whatever. Now, this is why I've said, I don't put Wendy and Jupiter in the same category. Now, from what I understand, Wendy's going through a few problems in the background and whatever, and I hope all that turns out well for her. I certainly don't want to be the person to be adding undue stress to that situation. So I'm glad we've managed to work through things, etc., and neutralise a situation. Now, in the future or whatever, it's more civil to be able to discuss the things we agree, I guess. Build on the things you do agree on rather than the things that you don't. To be fair, there's not a lot that I don't agree with Wendy on. I think she pretty much said the same last night. It kind of just comes down to people defending things blindly, etc. And like I say, mislaid loyalties or whatever, being loyal to default. Now, yeah, massive respect to Wendy for actually having the conversation. I noticed Jupiter's trying to belittle the situation and belittle Wendy, to be fair. Doing a review of it today. Now, I only watched a few bits here and there or whatever. It's expected, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like a spoilt child or whatever that's not got its way. And the nodding dogs around that situation just encouraged that behaviour from Jupiter. Do you know what I mean? Now, Taff has been live today or whatever. Only literally was sent a link. I was told that Bysaw was on there chatting to Taffy, crying about me, this, that and the other. And I didn't believe it, to be fair. I thought I'll have to have a look. And I did pop in there for a minute. And it was true. So, like I said the other night, Taff or whatever, You stand on fuck all. Proper embarrassing. Just an excuse of a man. Sat there crying with fucking Bysaw of all people. No. People can think what they want, do you know what I mean? My brain are there to me, it's not going to bother me either way. But it does show the true colours of Taff. Because, well, you know what I mean? Bysaw's been the biggest fucking pain in Taffy's arse or whatever. Going for him, his family, his missus, trying to stop him seeing his kid. You name it, they've done it. So, like I said to Taff the other night, you stand on fuck all. You are a joke. Now, I have put a few clips together that I'm gonna put out just to piss on Jupiter's little mad parade or whatever. Now, it appears Jupiter's still running around with the bullshit of the guy that I spoke to outside Disbury Mosque is my neighbour. Now, not usually one for labels, usually leave that to Jupiter, but she is literally a literalist. It's funny as fuck. Clearly can't recognise sarcasm, do you know what I mean? As you will see when I put the clip out, it's only a 2-minute clip or whatever. Now, I have to be honest, when I spoke to Wendy last night, because we was being civil, we was trying to build, not tear down. Wendy was quite shocked that I still stand by what I said outside Disbury Mosque or whatever, and I thought I'll have a little look or whatever, refresh my memory of what was actually said or whatever. And to be fair, after a little self-reflection, I get why she said that or whatever. Listening back now, yeah, it doesn't sound great. What we have to bear in mind is how anger builds up at the pointless murders of children or whatever. And then on top of that, the turning of a blind eye of that so-called police investigation from GMP. Like I said to Wendy last night, you know, the evidence was projected onto the walls of Disbury Mosque. Now, if you said what they're saying inside Disbury Mosque on the street, you would definitely be arrested and charged with hate speech. Now, when you've got hate speakers going there and being paid 30 grand to do so, do you know what I mean? Even the Muslims should want that place shut down, realistically. Now, the guy outside Disbury Mosque claimed that he knew nothing about it. Bear in mind, the attack was only 12 months previous to us having that discussion or whatever outside Disbury Mosque. So, do you know what I mean? That was worldwide news. So, the ignorance card, I wasn't willing to swallow. Now, as some people may know, I've been to over 100 mosques and a little mosque auditing project or whatever. Now, I have seen that particular dude again, and he reckons that he did have a look after he got off that day and whatever, and he said he was quite shocked, he was unaware. So I have to take it at face value, and you know, I have apologised to him some time ago for being a bit raw with him on the day. But again, do you know what I mean? You have to understand how angry it makes people, shit like that happening. And to be fair, he seemed quite understanding about it. So, but no, he was never my neighbour. Obviously, just a bit of sarcasm on the day or whatever, which Jupiter can't recognise. No, like I say, I've got a few clips to put out, etc. Just to clarify things with certain people, piss on certain people's parades, mainly Jupiters. So, all's well that ends well, I guess. If people can learn lessons along the way and see that things that happen and unfold online, when they spill into the real life or whatever, I think we would all agree that they are steps too far or whatever. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now, I have been thinking about whether to even bother going the whole hog with Jupiter or whatever, putting all this shit out, or whether to just not do. I think enough bits have been put out, to be honest, to paint a picture. See Ghost did a live today and put out quite a lot. All you have to do is join the dots, realistically. You can see what's the truth and what's absolute pack of lies. The amount of admittance to it, to the situation, should really tell everyone all they need to know. It is quite funny though, seeing Bisaw crumble because he knows he's losing the grip, the blackmail grip over Jupiter. That's quite funny. This is the thing, it's kind of a bit of both really, because it's by putting it out there and clarifying things, it does actually cut Jupiter loose from that blackmail campaign or whatever. I guess the question is, do I want to do that, or do I want to let her just keep having to do the same dumb shit, fall for dumb shit over and over, and getting used left, right and centre and made a laughing stock of? I don't know. I'll have to have a think about it, I guess. I have promised to put it out for Christmas, so I don't know. Don't want to break my own promise, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. I'll have a think about it. But yeah, I could just as easily stand back and watch a stew in her own juice. Do you know what I mean? People ain't daft, and the people that are around Jupiter, to be fair, do you know what I mean? They're just nodding dogs, realistically. There's only Irish that's ever called her out on anything, really. The rest, just nodding dogs, aren't they? Now, it's one of them for me. For the people that are okay with all that vile shit that comes out of Jupiter in the form of entertainment, likes and fake fame or whatever, drama, you wouldn't really want them people around anything being built anyway, to be fair. So it kind of serves as a filter to filter out the shit people that are okay with all this vile shit from the decent people. Now, I've said for a long time, I think something has always needed to be built. I've seen many signs of that happening organically. And they may, you know what I mean, the decent people may not all get on, they might not all agree. A lot of them might have a lot of disagreements or whatever, but it's the things you do agree on that you can build on in the middle ground. Now, if you can agree on a set of things and be willing to stand with people that you might not stand with ideologically or whatever, your politics might be different, etc. But if you've got a set of things that you do agree on, and they are the most important things, then there's something to be focused on, I guess. One thing that rings true or whatever, don't really matter who you speak to, is everybody seems to agree that the government are at fault for literally most of the shit, most of the problems. Now, if you can infuse into that lawful solutions, which we do have to hand, then that would only be a good thing. I mean, Jupiter's obviously going to try to support like fucking Graham rip your granny off more. He's just a prolific scammer. Now, I'm going to put a video out. Hopefully, again, it's an opportunity for people to figure things out for themselves. That there is free lawful solutions. You know, like anything, there's a right tool for the job and a wrong tool for the job. And Graham rip your granny off more is definitely the wrong tool for the job. Now, I've always promoted and pushed CMW to do everything they have done for the whole time that they've been doing it, and a long time before, for free. They've never grifted, they've never asked people for money. They are the real deal. So you can see that people are looking in that direction more now, in the way of how do we deal with the problems. So it's one of them, isn't it? What I've been saying for several years or whatever, especially since I came away from the Tommy movement and whatever over 3 years ago, you can see it more now than ever. And it's expected, to be fair, that people are gonna not know certain things, not know that people like Graham Moore is, he can, you know, he's a great professional bullshit, or he sounds like he knows what he's on about, but he's just a scammer. No, it's just a matter of figuring out who's what, you know, who's who, what's what, and who's worth putting your trust into, your time into. Yeah. So I am going to put an old video out. I think it was not long after Kayla came away from the King's Flag scam, King's Flag treasonous plot, which was platformed and protected by Wake Up UK. And you'll see, you know what I mean, Kaylee can actually have decent discussion or whatever. The troll situation, you can see, like, from where Kaylee was to where she is now, what the attacks do. It has a detrimental effect on people or whatever. Now, yeah, I think there's a lot to be learnt by things that have gone on in the past when you revisit it as a time capsule. I think the video I'm going to put up's about 3 years old. So, yeah. It's a little background information for people as well as to what people's intentions was 3 years ago up to where we are now or whatever. And it kind of shows Jupiter up for her just ridiculous notion of, oh yeah, I can just have anyone on there and push anything and don't matter, oh, I don't have to check anything, blah blah blah. You know, despite Graham Moore literally grifting again, £32,000 at the moment. That's why I said ask. Ask about, like, where did the money go from the Tilbrook case? £140,000. Just walk away with it or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Hope things pan out well for Wendy with whatever's going on in her personal life, and respect for having the conversation. I knew it was only a matter of time before Jupiter would try and derail things and whatever. The partial review that she did today or whatever, apparently she's played most of it, then cut a chunk out, but then played the last few minutes. So I don't know, I might review it myself, not review it but rerun it or whatever. Seems to be some people that have not watched it, some people that was maybe watching it but couldn't comment, so I may well review it. But I'll say that myself and Wendy have drawn a line under it and put it down to experience, I guess. So yeah, there is no beef, there is no problem, and I think that's about it. Yeah. Right, enjoy, look after each other, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.